everyone and welcome to another edition of Chef Mooney. Today's little recipe is a beautiful chunky chicken and mushroom soup. Now you can make this in a crock pot like I have, or you can use a standard saucepan and put a lid on and you just simmer the whole thing for 2 hours once everything is fried. And I'm going to serve my recipe today with some homemade bread. So come on, let's get going and I'll show you how to cook it. Okay, so the ingredients we're going to need. First of all, we're going to get our crock pot on. Now this is a pretty old one. It's been sitting in my cupboard and I thought I'd dig it out and give it a bit of a use. I've got it on, you can actually deep fry in this. It's actually quite good, and the thermostat's down here so you can control the heat. That's on, let's put it on, let's say number 9. And what we want to do now is go through the ingredients for this dish. I've got some chicken thigh fillet here with the bone on. I like cooking with the bone because there's more flavour. I'm going to use some stock. There's about 4 or 5 cups of stock there. We're going to use some mushrooms, some onion, some celery, a couple of potatoes which I'm going to dice, and we're going to use some condensed milk at the back there instead of cream, just keeping it that low fat recipe. I'm going to season with some salt and pepper on the chicken. We're going to toss a little bit of flour, just a sprinkling of flour, and this will help to thicken as well. There's about a tablespoon there of flour, and just give it a good massage in. Now I'm just going to lay the chicken, and that's going to cook slowly. Turn it up a bit. So you just want to fry this off now, just slightly. Okay, so now into my crock pot I want to just put my onions in. Throw in the mushrooms. A little bit more salt, some pepper. I'll put the lid on and see if I can get some heat back into this. You can also make this in a slow cooker, and of course you can do it in any standard size saucepan or pot for that matter. So we're going to let this cook off a little bit now. We'll stir it around in a minute so that those mushrooms can get cooked on the bottom, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients and cook it for about an hour to up to 2 hours, I think, nice and slow. Okay, so this has been cooking now. It's a little bit browner than it was about 5 minutes ago. I've just raised the heat slightly and that's just given a bit more colour through there. Now, to this I'm going to add 2 cloves of chopped garlic. And then I'm going to add my celery. Because celery and chicken and potato go well together, as well as celery and leek. And then I'm going to toss in my potato. And then closely followed by my chicken stock. I've got about 4 cups of chicken stock there, and 1 can of evaporated milk. And the reason why I'm using evaporated milk is because just want to keep that fat content down. Okay, give this a bit of a stir. And if we need to thicken it up later, we'll see how we go. Okay, just follow now with a little bit of parsley, a couple of tablespoons. Give it a bit of a stir. We're going to let this simmer now for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, until the chicken is nice and soft, and also the potatoes are cooked, of course. The chicken has to fall off the bone because it really is a chunky chicken soup. Okay, let the lid on and we'll come back and check on this in about an hour and a half and see how we're going. And I've got some bread in the bread maker here, and we'll just have a quick look at that. And this is a wholemeal seeded bread, and it's proving at the moment, and in a few moments the machine will start to cook it and we'll have some bread. Or we could have some of my white bread. Now this is the white bread I made this morning. I set the timer overnight and I woke up to some beautiful fresh bread. And this is the leftover crust. You can see what it came out like. That's the leftover crust of the bread. I made 2 loaves. I made one last night and this one was made this morning. And I've got the seeded one. So I've got 2 choices now of bread to have with my soup. Okay, so the soup is now ready to go. And what I've done is I've removed all the bones from the chicken and I've just placed it back in just to make sure there's no bones in there. And it's nice and creamy, beautiful consistency. Chicken's nice and soft, the potatoes are cooked. It's now time to serve up. So we've got that delicious creamy chicken, nice soft potato and mushroom. Finish it off with some chopped parsley. So I'll give it a bit of a try. Some nice soft chicken pieces there. And the potato. And we've got some homemade seeded bread, just with a bit of butter. Beautiful. Nice and fresh. Go with our soup. Thanks again for watching Chef Mooney. I hope you give that recipe a try. And don't forget to check me out on Facebook and Twitter. You have yourselves a great week and I'll catch up with you next time.